Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Terry here at D-Lab, and tonight I just got home from work and I got Norman here, showed up with a sick Fender Hot Rod, is that
well, the Hot Rod Deluxe.
The Hot Rod Deluxe. So the first step to repair is I have my drink, but he has nothing.
I know.
So, hey, look what we got there.
Perfect.
In a frosty mug, man.
Couldn't have been served better.
Welcome to D-Lab, man.
Thank you.
All right.
I like this.
So let's tell the story. What do you got going with the amp? And then I'll show you guys what we have to do to fix it. And hopefully I'm successful because this can be live, right? I have no idea what's going on with it yet. So hopefully it's a simple one because I like that.
I hope it is. Yeah, I don't know much about amps, as I was telling Terry before this. This is kind of my first venture into a tube amp. But I love it. Obviously, it's hard to go back to anything else once you get past it. But basically, I was just playing one day, and it was good one day, and the next day I have band practice. Everybody comes in. I'm all ready to show them these new tones I've been working on. Flip the thing on, and all I was getting was hardly any power whatsoever. I had the volume cranked up to I think about 6 or 7 by that point, and by that it would typically be blowing your hair off, but.
Yeah.
I was getting no power out of it.
So it was like day and night, right? I mean, it was fine one day and bad the other.
Yeah,
so.
The next day it was something, a total different beast and not the good kind.
Okay, so you're not getting any like crackling or distortion?
There was a little bit of crackling going on. I think I had my guitar on me and I would be leaning over it trying to do stuff and the volume was really high.
Yeah.
Or it wanted to be really high, and I think my magnets kept interfering with those magnets. You know, that like really high pitched sort of squeal that you get when you do that when everything's really hot. So I think that was kind of the weird sounds that I was getting. I thought about it later, but at the time I was like, what? You know, it was just all bad sounds coming out of this thing.
Yeah, so luckily in the meantime, because you play, right, quite a bit, and so somebody loaned you an amp, right?
Yeah. Thankfully I had a backup a solid state Marshall, but that one also ended up taking a dive.
And that's sitting right over here.
Yeah. He's gonna help that one out too, hopefully when he gets a chance.
Yeah.
But then no, I had a good friend, Chris Bocanegra, who hooked me up with a backup crate amp that he had, which is also solid state, but thing's got great tone on it too. It was a good.
So did you want to introduce who your band is? You got a YouTube channel too, right?
Kind of. I haven't really done as much as I probably should on it, but yeah, no, I'm in a couple bands. The one that we just kind of started is a band called Stacked, and that's with a lot of people out of the Southwest Michigan area. So that one's a big band, an 8-person band.
Cool.
And that one's got me, my friend Chris Bocanegra that I've mentioned. And it's got Martila Sanders from Martila Sanders and Michael G. Blues Band. It's got Megan Ray from the Megan Ray Band, who's a country singer. It's got Don Daniel, who is a funk, soul, and rock singer. Cool. Kevin Reeves, who does the dueling pianos a lot over. You can find him in like Monaco Bay, Traverse City, and that kind of stuff. Okay. Jeff Taylor on drums and Bill Slatt on bass.
Holy crap!
So
man.
it's a big
band.
It's a big band, yeah.
So you need to have your amp back, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And I had such good tone out of this thing, and then it's just been so sad ever since I had.
Well, we'll get her going, man. First thing I'm gonna do, we'll put it on the scope. I'm gonna run a signal through it, and that tells me a lot about what's going on with the amp. So if we see a real crappy sine wave or something, I don't know exactly where to look. Okay. So could be easy, but these things are also circuit board based. So they can get kind of nasty on repair, but we'll hit it, man. I'm sure we'll have great success.
Cool.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
So there it is, the Hot Rod Deluxe 3. All right, so I've not worked on one of these. I've seen these. I've seen the Cage with the 6L6s. So what I normally do to test these things out initially, kind of give me an idea of what's going on. It's kind of like, you know, when you go to a dealership with your car, and you say, my car's doing this, right? And then they say, well, we'll hook it up to our analyzer and jam you for $70, right? And then they scan it and say, oh yeah, it's just this, you know, and they put in the sensor. Well, that's what I got kind of going here. So we got a scope, all right? And what I did is I unplugged your speaker, and we got a dummy load resistor, and the scope is across that. And I'm going to inject a signal with the audio generator, and we'll look at the output of your amp on the scope. And you know, if it's distorted or low, then I'll actually just tap on these tubes and find out if one is sensitive. Okay. And probably we'll see it at that point. If we don't, I'm going to pop the back, and we're going to measure some voltages on the tubes, and that will give me a little more information on what's happening. But I'm guessing it's a bad tube, man. So here we go. All right, so we got her fired up. I still haven't turned on the standby, so we have no signal on the scope. So I'm going to volumes all the way down. Standby is on. Let's see what we got. So there is the output of your amp.
That's cool.
It actually looks okay. It's a little bit jittery, but there's a lot of output there, man. So that could be something else going on. Let's see what happens. Like I say, it's a little jittery, so let's see if I tap on these tubes. Could just be the triggering on my scope too. So it's a little jitter. See it?
Mm-hmm.
So you're sure it's dead, huh?
Well, no, and that's what I'm wondering. Well,
Yeah.
so, and I've had this problem, that actually the Marshall gave me a problem way back in the day, and it just kind of fixed itself. It went away.
Yeah.
And so now I'm sitting here wondering, it's been sitting for a couple days, well, actually a couple weeks, and I'm wondering if it just magically fixed itself, because I was definitely having an issue with it.
Okay.
But now, you know.
Well, you know, when things warm up, you can get problems too. That's why I kind of move these around, because these sockets are actually soldered into the board. So at a minimum, you know, I'm going to get in there and inspect the solder connections, because they can kind of play games with you. Because this little jitter I'm seeing is not normal.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's got a lot of output.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, let's hook up your guitar and
Okay.
we'll test it, you know, live.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Might as well.
All right, so we're rolling again.
Okay.
All right, so in this case, since it looks good on the scope, we're going to go ahead and play it live, see if you can get it to act up. So I've messed with all your controls here. Volumes at 5. I don't know what your norm is for this, but
Yeah, that does sound sounds like fine. Yep, and it sounds like it's still there. Actually.
there's still something going on, or
No, I mean, like, no, because I wasn't getting this kind of sound at all. I mean, I would hit this and it sounded like, you know, I would maybe get that out of it, you know, and we should have. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But I was getting no. I don't know if it was just a bad chord or yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I mean, that thing kind of did something similar. I don't know if something rattled with like the wiring stuff and just.
yeah. Maybe we should check that one too. It might be all right.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. 'Cause
You know what we
that
can
one-
do is we can let this just sit and cook, and hook up the Marshall, and check it. You know.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, if you think about it, really you're doing well, because you already got a free drink. March is making you dinner.
Right, yeah, we got dinner coming in. That's really all I came
and
over.
there's actually no repair. Yeah,
Yeah, right,
You planned it well, man.
Well, you know, I worked the plan the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can give it a little, you know, torture treatment. Like I told you, these resistors are always a troublemaker. Sometimes these caps go bad, but it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's good then.
Yeah.
If there's nothing wrong with it, I'm happy with it. I don't know what happened that day.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Why did you make me look bad that one day?
We'll just let this one bake. Let's hook up the Marshall.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna throw this on stand.
All right, now we got the Marshall hooked up, and he also is having some low volume issues with the fenders on the floor cooking. So let's see if this one's got a problem.
I was about to say, are you just scaring all my amps like back into alignment? But this one kind of feels like it's trying to do something.
They got a bad sound.
I think we might have lost something.
Appears to be okay.
Yeah, but don't trust it though. Don't trust it. This is another one where I'm like, I'm gonna call you, and I swear I'm gonna prove to you that both of these things are acting up.
That's cool, man.
I think they stepped foot in here though, and they're like, well, we're at Terry Dayton's. I'm like, no, I'm out of there.
How loud
Yeah.
do you normally
This is about where we would have to be up on stage.
You're micing it, right?
Yeah, you would mic it typically.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was just on stage recently, this was almost at about 75%, if not a little more. And that's
Was it that guitar?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was this guitar and it was somebody else's guitar too.
Okay.
So yeah, we were dealing with it. But yeah, that happened. Yeah, but it sounds fine though.
Okay. Excellent. That'd be $100.
Yeah, right. Damn, got me again. Yeah, well.
Just kidding, people.
Yeah, I got nothing for you on that.
All right, man.
I think you scared them.
Well, we'll just let these things cook. You know, we'll go do dinner. We'll just let them sit out here and bake. All right, so this has been cooking for like at least an hour.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That was a big dinner. before this, it might have looked kind of straight edged here. Now after dinner, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, man. So it's still working.
We've been here for a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what the heck was going on.
So here's the Fender. It's been sitting for a little over an hour.
You scared it. You
Well-
scared it right.
But you know, I mean, that's cool though. I mean, it wasn't an unnecessary repair. And you know, a lot of shops that you take things to just drop them off. They say, "Oh yeah, man, we cleaned this and soldered that," and you know.
Yeah. I
So
appreciate you not doing that. But man, I'm just gonna have to call you one of these other days. I have to carry.
that's cool.
Can we do a live stream? I might just a live stream, call you in, and
Yeah,
just be
man.
like, look at what Terry Dayton's followers. Look at what this is doing right now. Terry, what do you got for me?
Yep. So we're good to go, man. So what I'd like to do is for you to let the people on YouTube know what you're up to.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to sit down because I'm chopping you off on your
Chop it
head.
off.
Yeah. See
All
the
right,
little
all right.
viewfinder
Yeah, I
there?
got a little excited.
All right, so Norman, he's getting ready to make a huge change in life, which I think is very cool. Following your dream, man. You know. So he's actually going to quit his job, right? Which I've wanted to do many times, but
Yeah, has anyone else ever had that
but I'm
experience?
chicken, right? But anyway, man, he's following his dreams and he's going to travel the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna be traveling the world. I kind of want to play. Actually, I'm gonna take my guitar with me, my acoustic, and I want to play in each country that we're going to. So me and a buddy, college roommate, had been saving up. We graduated about 6 years ago. I want to say 2012. Yeah, so within that time, we paid off our student loans, and we've been saving up money at the desk jobs that we've been working at, with the ultimate goal to go to all these different countries. And so we're kind of doing that now. And in the middle of July, we're gonna go quit the job, fly over to Europe for a few months, come back here for about a couple weeks, recharge, and then head on down to Central and South America stuff, see stuff down there. But I'm taking my guitar with me the whole time, and my goal is to play on a stage in each country for at least one time. But then on top of that too, I'm also going to be kind of figuring out exactly what direction I want to go. But I just know it's going to involve a lot of this.
Yeah.
This is what makes me breathe happy at night.
Yeah.
This is all I want to do with my life. So
Cool, man. And are you guys gonna possibly put this out on YouTube so people can kind of be there with you on that journey?
yeah, definitely want to, because I'm realizing as you talk to some people about it that some people are interested in it. And so if you are interested in it, I want to give you that access to it.
Yeah.
To be able to kind of follow us along on the journey and join us with it.
Cool.
And see stuff and interact with people and just have fun with it.
Excellent, man. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. This is what you got to do in life, man. Because I mean, you
Too
live
short.
like corporate America, you end up looking like me, right? Like all gray and wore down, right? I mean, I'm just starting to figure it out what life is all about, and that's why I do this because. I mean, I love it. I love helping these guys out. You know, that's what D-Lab's all about. And, you know, Norman's got it figured out a lot earlier than me.
Yeah.
I think you're like half my age, man.
Well, I won't get in. I'm not good at math, so I'm gonna let you handle that. But no, it's been a real treat talking to Terry tonight. I had the pleasure to have dinner with him and his wife, Marsha.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
But no, we got to talk about a lot of stuff, and it's really cool that you are also following your passion and doing this kind of stuff. You can tell. I don't know if you've gotten the whole tour, but this guy really knows what he's doing. Really knows what he's talking about, and the stuff that he's got back in his crazy labs over here with even more amps that I had the fun to play with, man.
Yeah, we'll
You know what you're doing, and
Appreciate
it's
it,
cool
man.
stuff, and I love that you're following whatever makes you tick.
All right, man.
So,
All right, it's good seeing you.
yeah,
man. All right.
thank you. Thanks for having me out.
All right.